What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mind Something. If you're new here, my name is Jake, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the crypto market. We're going to take a look at profitability for GPUs. We're going to go over the main headlines in the crypto news, and we're going to look at Google trends. And then Metamask and PayPal have a partnership. We need to talk about that. And Rplant goes down, as well as the entire Nexa blockchain. So, you know the drill. Do me a favor, hit that like and hit the subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's take a look at the crypto market. So right now, Bitcoin is coming in at $16,761, down about 1% on the 7-day. Ethereum sitting at 1186, down about 5.6% for the week. BNB is having a little bit of a recovery. I noticed earlier today it had about a 5% pump, but it's currently sitting at 250. XRP at 35 cents, Dogecoin at 0.078 cents. Cardano down to 26 cents, Polygon at 81 cents, Polkadot at $4.67, Litecoin at $64.20, Solana down to $12.46, and TON is still doing extremely well, up almost 8% on the day and 39% for the week, which is fantastic. And let's take a look at the few GPU mineable coins that we are concerned with. So let's take a look at Flux first. Flux is down 4% on the day at about 45 cents. I always consider picking up a little bit anytime it gets close to 40 cents. Let's go ahead and take a look at Kaspa. So Kaspa is down about 8% on the day at 0.005. If you've been watching the videos recently, you know that I was calling for a bounce at about 0.5. Looks like we got that bounce. We got all the way up to 0.0062, but we're now starting to trend back down. And if you take a look at this annual chart here, you know, I think we've got a pretty good amount of support here at about 0.004 to 0.0045. But you know, the way this chart is looking, it may continue to drop. Next, let's take a look at Radiant. So Radiant is actually up just slightly, less than 0.25% at 0.001235. And this is as far back as this chart goes, but you can see we've been trending down consistently for quite a while. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ergo real quick. So Ergo is at about break even right at this very moment at about $1.33. And then I also wanted to take a look at Ravencoin and Nexa. And if you guys want any other coins added to this that I cover daily, just leave a comment down below and I'll try and add those as well. So right now Ravencoin is up about 1.26% at 0.02 cents. And let's take a look at Nexa. So Nexa is down over 6%, currently sitting at 0.008655. Let's take a look at the annual chart on Nexa real quick. So you can see we peaked out roughly about September 4th, which was pretty close to the merge. And ever since then, it's just been a downhill story from there. Let's go ahead and take a look at what to mine real quick. So right now at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, Kaspa is basically break even at 0.02 cents. Radiant is negative 95 cents. Ergo is negative $3.61. And let's see where Flux is. Flux coming in at negative $6.28. Wow. So these numbers are based on 10 cents per kilowatt hour. I am actually probably closer to 6.5 or 7 cents per kilowatt hour with the solar. And that means Kaspa is profitable at $1.29 and Radiant is profitable at 88 cents, which is nothing to write home about, right? Ergo negative 86 cents and Flux is coming in at negative $2.48. You know, even though the price of the coins are down drastically, I am noticing that hash rate is dropping substantially on a lot of different projects. So let's go ahead and take a look at we'll just do Caspa first. So Caspa yield has gone up significantly, as you can see, over the past 7 days here. So the blue line is the yield of coin, and then of course your profit is the lime green, and the revenue is the darker green, and then your yellow is compared to BTC. So yeah, I guess at least the yield is going up if you're still mining it. Hopefully some of you out there still have free power. Let's go ahead and take a look at Radiant real quick. So Radiant yield is also significantly higher than it was 7 days ago. But again, you know, price of the coin being down, obviously we're going to start losing some hash rate. And I'm curious, you know, I feel like a lot of people have left the space. Now my channel is pretty new, so I'm still continuing to add subscribers instead of going negative. But a lot of the other YouTubers are mentioning how the views on their channel are going down drastically. And I thought I would take this opportunity to take a look at Google Trends real quick. So I've got Bitcoin pulled up right here. So this is over the past 5 years, and this is worldwide. And as you can see, we really peaked out, I guess, roughly about May of 2021. And that coincides pretty closely to the $64,000 top that we had before we got to November of that year. But if you take a look at November of that year, let's see here, so roughly about November 10th. Yeah, just, you know, compared to what we saw back in May, you know, as far as Google Trends are concerned, not nearly as many people were searching for Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other things. So let's just search cryptocurrency. So a pretty similar chart. As you can see, we are on a downtrend. We did have a spike here roughly about November. And let's get rid of these two, and let's take a look at a couple of other smaller coins, like let's try Caspa first. All right, so two significant spikes, one of which was basically right around the merge, and then the second one was roughly right at the end of November. Now we're on a downtrend. Let's see what else we can find. Let's take a look at Flux. Now Flux is going to be kind of a weird one because, you know, this may not necessarily be in relationship to Flux the cryptocurrency. It could be Flux in other aspects as well. But it looks like we peaked out roughly about March 27th through April 2nd of 2022. And what I find kind of odd was Cameroon is the top region for that search. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ergo. So another significant pump right around the merge and just kind of moving sideways since then. Let's try some of the YouTube channels. So how about Son of a Tech? Pretty much just kind of sideways for the last 5 years. Let's try Red Panda Mining. Yeah, just intermittent peaks and valleys here. So, you know, it feels like everybody's left the space. And for those of you that are still here, congratulations, because, you know, in the difficulty lies the opportunity, as a mentor once told me. And if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? But for those of you putting in the hard work right now, you shall be rewarded. Anyways, moving on, let's take a look at this article that I saw with a partnership between PayPal and Consensus, or Metamask. Now, for those of you out there who are not aware of Metamask being owned by Consensus, Consensus is a company that was started by Joseph Lubin, one of the founders of Ethereum. He is not one of my favorite people. I strongly dislike the guy. If you know anything about the situation between the SEC and the Ripple case, then you know Joseph Lubin, as well as a lot of other crypto insiders, were in private talks with the SEC, basically trying to put roadblocks in front of XRP. And this guy's as shady as they come. Not a fan of his. But anyway, according to this article, Metamask, a self-custody wallet, is a primary way for millions of users, primarily in the US, to interact with applications that include NFT marketplaces, play and earn games, DAOs, DeFi applications, and metaverse worlds. This announcement will make Metamask the first Web3 wallet to utilize PayPal to increase on-ramp transactions. So, implementation of things like this is a good thing. However, when it comes to PayPal being involved with crypto, that's the last thing you want. If you don't know, PayPal has been in the news quite a bit lately for doing things like reporting all of their users to the IRS, kicking people off the platform if they don't agree with their social views or their political views. So, not a fan of PayPal, not a fan of Consensus, and at this point, not a fan of MetaMask. So, if you think that MetaMask is a good wallet to have, well, I highly recommend that you do a little bit of research, and just wanted to point some of these things out to you guys. So, moving on to some of the other prominent headlines from today. This is on Cointelegraph. Bitcoin still lacks this on-chain signal for BTC bull market. Kazakhstan Central Bank recommends a phased CBDC rollout between 2023 and 2025. SEC was asleep at the wheel about FTX US rep sessions. OKX cites intermittent outage amid Alibaba cloud equipment anomaly. Sam Bankman-Fried seeks to reverse decision on contesting extradition. Yeah, I'm sure he's ready to get out of that little jail cell or prison that he's in and something a little bit more comfortable, right? And then we've got the Federal Reserve pursuit of a reverse wealth effect is undermining crypto. Gate.io experiences slowdown in deposits and withdrawals due to node maintenance. Amazon's new NFT Me explores NFT culture and disruption worldwide. And let's see, what else we got? SBF prosecutors reportedly dig into donations made to top U.S. Democrats. SBF risks 115 years in jail. Binance's FUD and auditors quit crypto. Hodler's Digest, December 11th through the 17th. Algorithmic stabilization is key to effective crypto finance. And anything else interesting in here? Oh, Democrats to reportedly return over $1 million of Sam Bankman-Fried funding to FTX victims. I think I have that one pulled up separately here. Yeah, so essentially it is the DNC, or the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, and the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee pledged to return Sam Bankman-Fried's political donations after the entrepreneur was charged with 8 counts of financial crimes. Given the allegations around potential campaign finance violations by Bankman-Fried, we are setting aside funds in order to return the $815,000 in contributions since 2022. We will return as soon as we receive proper direction in the legal proceedings. So they're not giving it back to people who lost all of their crypto. They're going to basically abide by whatever direction that they're given through legal proceedings. Now, how all of that plays out, still yet to be determined. We've got a long road ahead of us before we get to that point. But I don't recall seeing anything about the Biden administration refunding any of their contributions. In fact, they've been pretty quiet about the whole situation, but it'd be very interesting to see what they say going forward. Next, we got some articles from CoinDesk. We got FTX and crypto bust shows capitalism's limit. Crypto markets today co-founder of OneCoin pyramid scheme, pleads guilty. CoinDesk market index drops. Binance proof of reserve auditor Mazars pauses all work for crypto clients. Donald Trump NFT collection sells out, price surges. There was a few more in here that I saw that were of interest. Warren's reactionary crypto policy versus Dorsey's decentralized social media gambit. And, there was somebody who was not very happy about me speculating on why Mazars basically pulled out of doing audits for crypto companies. And I was speculating that they didn't want the scrutiny on them, based on what's going to happen with whoever the company was that was doing the audits on FTX. Obviously, they're going to face litigation, and I would imagine Mazars does not want that also. But this particular person who was commenting was saying that I was spreading FUD and, I didn't have my facts straight. And I never claimed to have the facts. I mean, in this day and age, how do you know anything that you're reading, let alone seeing, is real anymore? This is just pure speculation on my behalf, and I think it's pretty accurate, but, everybody's got their own opinion. And if you've ever heard the saying, opinions are like assholes, everybody's got one and they all stink. Now, some of us share those same opinions, and for those of you watching the channel, hopefully you agree with that opinion, but hey, do your own research, right? Trust no one. Verify. Anyways, moving on, let's talk about where we're at in the crypto market cycle. So I've got this little trend line here kind of showing you that we peaked out not too long ago and potentially could be heading down some more. However, if we're looking at things from the perspective of, the 4-year cycles, just something to point out here. So from the peak of the last cycle, looks like we were at about 365 days approximately. So to the bottom, 362 days, maybe 365, almost exactly a year. And if you look at where we're at right now, so if we peaked on, I think it was November 9th, and by today's date, that would put us at 406 days. And if you look at the absolute bottom that we've hit so far, that was approximately 367 days, right at 365 days. So do you think that we have bottomed, or do you think we have further to go? Me personally, I am actually kind of leaning towards we got a little bit more downside to go. And the reason I feel that way is just simply because the macroeconomic situation is slightly different than we've faced in the past. Now, how much further we have down to go, that still remains to be seen. But, given everything that has happened in the recent weeks, unless, let's say, for instance, Grayscale, their Bitcoin trust goes under because of, what was it, Gemini? One of their subsidiaries basically has got a $1 billion hole in their books that they've got to cover, and they've been selling off assets left and right. And, there could still be a little bit more contagion to go. However, on the flip side of that, with so many people pulling their coins off of exchanges like Binance is up to like $5 billion in withdrawals in just like the last week. And I would imagine everybody has been pulling crypto off of exchanges like crazy on every exchange. So could that potentially disrupt the price going down any further? I think that is a possibility as well. And I think we're going to find out here in the very near future. So anyways, moving on. One of the last things that I wanted to talk about was Rplant and Nexa. We've been talking about Nexa quite a bit the last couple of videos. Let's go ahead and take a look at Nexa's price right now. So this is the chart since the beginning of the XBitron listing. And as you can see, this does not look like a very healthy chart to me. currently sitting at 5 zeros followed by 177. And it wasn't that long ago, roughly December 14th, we were sitting at 5 zeros followed by 277. And I think there's a lot of sell pressure right now. But, regardless, the other coins faced a lot of sell pressure as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at Kaspa. So if you take a look at Kaspa's chart since its inception on Xbitron, let's see how far back this chart goes here. So this gets us back to November, and it's been pretty much downhill since then as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at Radiant's chart. One other thing to note while we're looking at this, look at the volume. So we've got over $10,000 in volume on Nexa with EXTO, and almost $8,000 in volume with Nexa versus USDT, followed by Litecoin. Kaspa sitting at about 5,000. Radiant's way down here at about 1,300. And, compare this to just 4 or 5 days ago. Nexa's volume was somewhere between 25,000 and 50,000. Kaspa was probably somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000. And Radiant was somewhere between 4,000 and 8,000, just, on any particular day. But everything seems to be just kind of dying down. And, based off the headlines that I just kind of read off to you guys, it seems like there's nothing but negativity in the space. I mean, if that's any indication as to where we're at in the cycle, perhaps we are getting pretty close to the bottom if we haven't already bottomed. But, seeing the liquidity drained out of all of the altcoins in comparison to BTC, maybe we should be looking at the BTC dominance chart. But getting back to Nexa for a second here. So let's take a look at Nexa's hash rate real quick. Actually, I think I have Rplant already pulled up here. So as you can see, a very significant fall at about 3:35 a.m. and then also roughly about 12:30 p.m. At the time of recording right now, it is about 9 p.m. on December 18th, Sunday evening. So you guys will probably be watching this video sometime on Monday. But yes, according to what I saw in Discord, apparently Rplant went down. I don't know if it went down for all coins or if it was just Nexa. But with Nexa's hash rate being pretty much 100% controlled by Rplant, the entire blockchain went down. So this is the Discord for Nexa, and as you can see, the Allfather says, probably because Rplant went down today, and with it, the whole Nexa blockchain stopped moving, which is very scary. And this is why we need more pools on Nexa, like ASAP. And also, just a congratulations to the creator of WildRig, which he goes by Andrew Crypt, I believe is how you pronounce it. But $10,000 bounty to develop and release an open source GPU miner as per the requirements. So they did finally announce that he was the winner. That's awesome. We are still waiting on BZ Miner to come out with their version. And what we really need are some more pools for Nexa. Otherwise, not a very bright future if we can't accomplish that particular goal. Anyways, that is all I got for you guys this one. And do me a favor, hit that like and hit the subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.